I have published the report following the second review of the implementation of Part 1 of the Domestic Abuse and Civil Proceedings Act, Northern Ireland 2021. Because we're carrying out annual independent reviews as required by the Act, this review focused on assessing the actions taken and progress made toward implementing the 11 recommendations from the first review. Lead Inspector Dr. Claire Fain will share the key findings from the second annual review report.
Inspectors found evidence of cultural change in how domestic abuse is understood and addressed by those working within the criminal justice system, especially police officers and prosecutors. An information sharing agreement between the PSNI and the Education Authority for Operation Encompass, a safeguarding partnership that enables schools to offer immediate support to children experiencing domestic abuse, was in development, but further collaboration was needed. Reasonable progress had been made in the development of a joint police service and public prosecution team approach to domestic abuse, which had the potential to improve file quality and reinforce the importance of collaboration in domestic abuse cases. The Department of Justice had taken steps to raise awareness of the statutory guidance. However, e-learning completion rates were low. Plans were in place to revise the e-learning package to improve accessibility and uptake. The police service continued to deliver annual domestic abuse training. However, the lack of a clear training delivery plan had led to sporadic uptake. An assessment of the effectiveness of the training was needed, as well as training on the approach to domestic abuse cases within the Police Service Contact Management Centre. The Public Prosecution Service's development of a technical solution to address missed Section 15 domestic abuse aggravators was a positive step. At the time of the inspection fieldwork, plans for publishing Section 15 domestic abuse aggravator data were well advanced. Despite efforts to remove the potential for human error in the recording of the impact of domestic abuse aggravation on sentencing at court, collaborative efforts were needed urgently to ensure completeness and accuracy of recording.
This act was a game changer in how we recognised and dealt with domestic abuse in Northern Ireland. It's clear how organisations across the criminal justice system and their voluntary and community sector partners work together to implement it. That effort needs to be sustained to constantly build on the positive progress and drive improvements where they're needed. More work is needed in areas like targeted training, collaborative work, and the appropriate use and recording of aggravators as intended by the Act. The next and third review is likely to include a return to case file reviews and take a more detailed look at data collection and reporting. The inspection team and I were impressed by what's been achieved and look forward to further progress in the year ahead.